Hello and welcome back to another Tell Me Something Good. This has been fascinating, reaching out to friends and people that I know and love and giving them the opportunity to share something good because we certainly know that the news is not doing that for us. So today I'm excited to welcome my friend Vanessa Walker. She is a rock star in the beverage business. I have had the pleasure to work with her, be friends with her. Michelle and I love being with her and her husband. And so she's bright and energetic, and I'm thrilled to have her share something good. So now is your chance, Vanessa. You're on the clock.
Steve, how are you? I love interacting with Tell Me Something Good. It's so positive and it's perfect. So thanks for bringing that to all of us at this time. We need it. So,
Awesome. Yeah. So what's happening in your life?
Thank God I'm feeling very blessed at this time. And I'm talking to a lot of people out there who I fielded a call even last week from somebody who's an independent consultant and said, what do I do? I was laid off at the end of 2019. And now, unfortunately, with everything's going on, what should I do? And we got to talking, and probably 10 minutes into the conversation, one of the most amazing things that came out of it was this particular person lives in Atlanta, Georgia. And I said, why don't you try using your skills and your strengths and your location and reach out to a couple of these big companies that you've worked with in the past. She has a marketing career in consumer shopper marketing. I said, reach out to them and let them know that you have the ability to go into the stores in Atlanta. And Atlanta is always one of the top 5 market areas for consumer packaged goods. It's so dense. And tell them you'll offer to go in and you'll offer to use your professional opinion about why they're out of stock or why are they in stock or what are you seeing. Give them real-time shelf intel. So, it was just something positive. But I said, my God, you're in such a great city to get that done. So maybe kind of reinvent yourself a little bit. Use your skills, use your location. Basically, use anything that you can to get yourself back out there.
I think that's probably well said because people tend to think of themselves in a box. And in history, when things have happened that are catastrophic like this, for some people, it's been the motivation to say, all right, you know what? I didn't like what I was doing anyway. Now let me break down the barriers and, look at something new.
Yeah.
You, in particular, have never been afraid of change. Why don't you share with the audience a little bit about what you do, how you've done it, some of the brands that you've been with?
Okay. So I have a career history in retail and CPG. I started at Target stores, and I can't say enough amazing things about that place. That was the first 7 years of my career. I wound up becoming a buyer for food and beverage there, and that really launched my beverage career. And I went a bunch of different places, spending a couple good years in a few different spots, wound up at National Beverage in 2008 and started my journey leading the LaCroix sparkling water brand. At the time, nobody knew what the heck it was. We would go to events, even you spoke about the Panthers, we'd go to events at the Panthers, and I'd be standing there and people would say, what do they, what? And I'd say, LaCroix, and they would look at me like, and I'd say Shasta, and they'd say, oh yeah, I remember that brand. We were so far off the map, we couldn't find the map. And in the 8 years that I spent there, it became a phenomenon. We built an amazing team. I had the privilege of leading the sales and marketing, and that was a rocket ride. I left LaCroix, left National Beverage, and I went on to Celsius. And that was in January of 2016. I was there just shy of 3 years. I was there until October of 18. So if I had stayed about 3 more months, it would have been 3 years. And in the course of that time, we reinvented the brand. And I always knew that there was a white space in energy, and I felt like healthy energy was the next best thing. And I happened to be coming into the brand at the right time. And the CEO at the time allowed me to play. And so I was able to reinvent the formula, the taste, not the formula, but the taste profiles, I should say. And anyway, discovered a new niche, which is now performance energy. And Bang was already out there, but we slid Celsius in a more relevant spot. I left Celsius in the fall of 2018 and hung my own shingle, Millennial Brands. And here we sit about a year and a half later. There's 5 of us now, and we've had some great clients over the past year. We're doing great and amazing things in the space, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. So that's my main win right there, that I work for myself and I'm having fun doing it every day.
So I want you to comment if you can, because the entrepreneurial community is for the most part scared.
Yeah.
Nobody really has an idea of what's coming tomorrow, let alone a month from now or 2 months from now. How are you, as a new business and somebody who's responsible for employees, what's your mindset like? What are some things you can share that may help somebody out there who's sort of on the fence and not feeling it?
Again, I would say you got to look at the assets that you have and reach out to people and step back and say, okay, what am I afraid of? And then what could I possibly do to conquer that fear? What are the obstacles here, potential obstacles? I'm going to think my way out of it. Because if you're an entrepreneur, like you are and I am, you know that there's one thing you can rely on, and that is your ability to think your way. And then your second thing is your passion and your drive to make it happen. So sit down and don't lose sight of those two. Wherever you are, do not lose sight of those two. You are where you are today because you have 2 strengths that some other people don't have. Your ability to think it through, or you're so damn stubborn, you're not going to let anybody tell you no, right? So sit down and say, okay, what are my big fears right now? I'm afraid of the economy. I'm afraid that my clients are going to leave. I'm afraid. So I actually had a call the other day with a man who contacted me on LinkedIn. I think I shared this with you. It was random. He contacted me. Something about what he said hit me the right way. I don't know. And of all the solicitations, I got back to him. And what I realized in short order was my client is looking for a new way to go to market because it is too tough right now to get into the chains. They're all too busy. They're not entertaining new items. He's launching an item from another country. What's he going to do? And I had this guy out there from LinkedIn who happens to be a merchandising company. And he said, hey, if you know anyone that needs merchandising assistance. So I said to myself, well, no, they don't need merchandising assistance, but how many people do you have? He said, we have 3,000. I said, where are they located? He said, mainly in the Southeast. And I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of people in the Southeast. So I said, what about home delivery? Can you get these 3,000 people who used to be deployed through an app to a store to check on merchandise every day? Can we deploy them to a home through another app to deliver water? Because my client wants to launch water, and everybody needs water right now.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And then I said, what if we paired toilet paper with hand sanitizers with water? You think we could make a business out of that if we came up and down the streets? Let's say you used an app, Steve, and I don't know anything about that company. But I see this guy coming down the road with a sign that says water, toilet paper, and hand sanitizers out of the trunk. Do you think I might be interested? I said, I bet so. I mean, can we do this in a way? So we're having these conversations where he's reinventing himself. My client is reinventing himself. And of course, I'm there kind of shepherding this reinvention. And so the piece of my pie as an entrepreneur is I'm kind of solving problems for people in a new way. And then I'm going to go along on that business venture with them. So reinvent, keep pushing yourself, push.
I love that. I mean, because, I think people get stuck and sort of live inside the wall, and real innovation usually comes when somebody's pressed up against the wall. Like, what are we going to do? Well, that's the hard part. Being uncomfortable is something I try and, train people on. That's where it's, people say, oh my God, my stomach is killing me. I got butterflies. That's the good stuff. That means, that's what we got to get used to, so it's fascinating that, you look at that and good things are coming from bad things. I know I will never go to the pet store again. I was the guy that would go to the pet store, but now I go to Chewy and because I got forced to.
Yeah.
And you know what? If water was delivered, I would much prefer to get water delivered.
Well, and there are, so Amazon delivers this, that, and the other, but I think the fact that you have to think so far ahead, we're so many people are so overwhelmed right now. And sometimes you turn around and you need something and you need it now. Are you going to plan? How much planning can we do? I mean, we're trying to stay afloat, trying to stay alive. You've got bills to pay, employees to feed, you got things to children at home, they're homeschooling. You're running out of something. You used to be able to get in the car, show up and grab it. If that option is not an option anymore, we need to go to another option. And Steve, one of the things I had said was, and you're falling right into the bucket, there are four kinds of shoppers, I believe, that are going to emerge from this. One is, I'm back. They're just going to show up at the store. You're like, hey, I'm back. You know, no gloves, no worries, no cares. We're just shopping again. Thank God we're open. Number two is, I'm scared. And they're going to be shopping online now because they don't want to go back into the stores, or because they had delivery and they loved it. And so that brings me to number three, which is I've switched. Hey, if that brand I used to love is only available inside the store, I'm not going to get it anymore because I'm going to opt for something safer and more convenient. So I'm just going to buy what's coming to my door on an app. And the fourth person, I think, is going to be I'm hoarding. And that person's going to say, I'm never going to be without the things I really need again. So I'm going to take, if I have to get rid of this corner of my apartment or this corner of my house, I'm going to stock it to the ceiling with things that I feel like I need. And I think those are going to be the four things. And if you can plan your business around those four, then I think you're going to be hitting it. And I think people are going to be traditional and slow moving. But if you can grasp home delivery, making a sub-brand available online or through an app, making it available for what I'm calling DHD, direct home delivery, and then also getting there for a stock-up deal for those people that are hoarding, I think you're going to profit out of this. I think you're going to come out just fine.
I think that's so great to sort of understand. I can validate that because I used to, my K-Cups, I would go to whatever store I'd go to and I'd buy Starbucks. Well, all of a sudden, I'm buying online. There's so many more selection. I'm trying shit that I would never try before because I'm going, oh, what the hell? It's half the price. Let me give it a shot. So I think that for every bad, there's good. And, but I think both of us can agree that it all starts, in the real estate between your ears, that if you're, fear doesn't do anybody any good. Nobody likes to buy from fear. Nobody likes to be sold fear. So it is crazy. I mean, obviously, neither one of us have ever experienced anything like this, but there's something exciting about it. It's like, wow, I think the fact you're right that businesses weren't prepared for a shutdown. It's sort of a wake-up call, too. What do you mean you can only last a month or two? So
yeah, it is. I mean, and I think as an independent business owner, one of the things that I'm going to strive for is, and I think something we should all strive for, especially if you live in South Florida, you've got to have what I call hurricane pay. You've got to have a couple payrolls banked because we live in a culture down here where you're probably going to be down or off the grid for at least 2 solid weeks at some point during the year with hurricanes. So this is kind of a pre-prep, and this is pre-prep to hurricane, unfortunately, but these are some really big things. And I think we need to step back and say, when you do have extra money coming in, what are you doing with that? Think about yourself and the others around you and prepare. And that goes back to the hoarding. I hate to say it, but some people are going to be prepared to the point where they're hoarding. And, I might be one of those people.
So I have one final question for you, which has been really fun for me to ask people. And that question is, what food or drink are you now re-engaging with that you did not do prior to, so some people are talking about, like for me, I bought Yoo-Hoo for the first time since I'm a little kid. It's the most ridiculous question.
I so love this question. Well, let's see. I would say cheeseburgers because we've had the grill out and we're firing up cheeseburgers like they're going out of style. I mean, I feel like I literally looked at my husband the other day, and you know how big he is, a big guy. I said, what do you want for I was looking at him, I'm like, we're talking about breakfast here. I see the leftover cheeseburger and the little, I'm like, you don't want a cheeseburger now, do you? He's like, no. I'm like, I'm just going to throw that out there. I could have heated it up for you. But I feel like our go-to right now in the backyard grills, everything's cheeseburgers. How many cheeseburgers do you want? I mean, normally I wouldn't just get in my car and go drive to a cheeseburger place, right? But I'm eating them.
I think it's a great answer. I have put on 10 pounds, so I can't wait. Literally, it just becomes like, at 2:00, the refrigerator's right there, and I'm going, well, I could have a beer,
You gotta put on your dress slacks, because if you don't put on your actual pants that button and zipper, you will be so far off when you get back in those things.
I am far off.
Quarantine Barbie. I think I'm going through the quarantine Barbie stage. I don't know if you've seen those memes on Facebook where they have like Barbie before and then quarantine Barbie, and she looks like her head's exploded. I'm quarantine Barbie myself right now.
It is absolutely crazy. Thank you so much for spending time with me. You are a treat. I can't wait till this thing passes so that we can finally go to runway 84.
Let us please go out to our favorite places, patron, tip hard, and be merry.
You keep thinking, I'm here. Did you get the ice cream?
I didn't get it yet. I have not got
it. I got it. No Bull is on its way to you, so I will make sure today. You be good. I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.